Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to a new Game Week Premier League predictions. Thogdad, this is a different setup.
Hey, I tell you what, your room in Turin is better than my room, Theo. I'm so annoyed.
I'm the boss man. I'm the boss man. We're going to Juventus Turin tonight. Look out for the video over the next few days. It's not going to come out tonight because we've got Premier League predictions. We've got Premier League week. Are you excited for it?
I am excited. Last week we had the brilliant Michael Bridge from Sky Sports. 5 points, 6 points, 8 points. The scores are on the doors.
How have you beaten me again?
Skills, mate.
13-point gap between me and my dad.
Yeah.
I'm fuming. I'm going to catch it up to date with some wacky predictions. Before the first game, how many likes we say?
Well, first of all, Theo, who is the guest this week?
Football Daily's finest, Joe Tomlinson.
No way. From Sky Sports again.
My ginger mate. What a hero.
He is brilliant. Well, in that case, 12,000.
Maybe for Joe. It's the power of the ginge. We love him. He's on Sky Sports with us. How was that, by the way? You, me and Joe and Smithy were all on Sky Sports together. We should have got Smithy on.
West Ham United against Newcastle, 5th against 17th. This matters at the top and the bottom, doesn't it, Theo? Now, West Ham, Jared Bowen and a goal and assist, but they're slipping behind Man United, aren't they?
Jared Bowen could have some fun knowing Kieran Trippier's out. I know Newcastle have 3 wins in a row, but it's a real stint without their main man who scored a couple free kicks in the last 2 games.
But, Theo, Newcastle are a very different team. Like you said, they won 3 in a row. Can they make it 4?
They can if they utilise Bruno Guimaraes. I've not really seen him yet. I know he's an excellent footballer, but he's going to have to really cover for that defence with the likes of Manquillo and Lascelles. Antonio loves a goal against Newcastle. Could you see it happening?
I can, Theo, but you know what? I'm probably going to sell him because I'm sick of waiting for him to get me points.
But the moment you click sell, 2 goals. I'm telling you.
I'm going to get straight to it, Theo. This is going to be 2-1, and if it's 2-1, wash and go. 2 in 1.
I see what you've done there.
You've forgotten. You see, if I get that right, you've got to dye your hair green.
Joe, just to remind people, the 2-1 wager is still continuing.
Absolutely.
Did any of us get a 2-1 right last game?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Do we have a little check on that? We need to check on that.
The wager goes on.
The wager goes on.
Wash and go, 2 in 1 wager.
So just to explain for anyone new, 2 in 1, you get your shampoo and conditioner in 1 with wash and go. First link in description. Get it now. 2 in 1 wager, first one confirmed. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think Newcastle might hold you out. St. Maximan and Jolinton are going to link up and get a couple goals.
Right then, let's do this. Premier League predictions. Thogdad needs reining in, and he needs reining in badly. West Ham versus Newcastle up first then. I think the Hammers just about get this one done. That Kieran Trippier injury is going to be huge. They've scored a massive amount of direct free kicks recently, Newcastle. Surely that trend can't continue. I'm going to go 1-0 West Ham here.
Arsenal against Brentford, 6th against 14th. It's North London against West London, isn't it, Theo? Now, Arsenal, 3 games in hand over Man United. Few points behind. Can they catch up and get 4th place?
Arsenal favourites for top 4. They've got no other competition to worry about. This should be an easy 3 points. However, the Brentford are going to be fighting for their lives. They've had a really bad run. They need to turn it around. I was very tempted in saying a 1-1 draw or a 0-0. Low scoring either way. I think Arsenal might sneak this 1-0. And I get the feeling it'll be a Smith Rowe goal. We're not seeing a lot from him recently. He needs to return.
Yeah, now Arsenal, of course, not played for a while. Brentford lost 4 in a row and then drew. So maybe they're coming back.
I think they are. But Arsenal away is one of the most difficult fixtures. Not many people go to the Emirates and score many goals.
Yeah.
So I can't back Brentford, but I feel there's a little bit in me that says they might do it. But I'm still going to back the Gunners. And like I said, Smith Rowe goal. What's your prediction?
I'm going to go Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. Sorry, Matt Benham.
All the Bees fans hate you now. Over to Joe.
Arsenal versus Brentford at the Emirates. I think Arsenal way too strong for a Brentford team that are going backwards a little bit, in my opinion, struggling at the moment. I know they picked up that important point last week, but prior to that, looked a little bit all over the place. Lost a bit of that Thomas Frank fluency of late. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal. And you know who I think is going to get on the score sheet here? Alexandre Lacazette.
Aston Villa against Watford, 12th against 19th. These are 2 teams, Theo, who lost last week and didn't score. Now, Aston Villa, 1 win in 5. Are the wheels falling off the bus for Steven Gerrard?
He's still a great manager, and he will turn this around. I've seen him have his bad patches at Rangers, but one thing you can always agree is that he came back. And it starts here. Villa at home to Watford should be on paper an easy 3 points. Roy Hodgson hasn't had the perfect impact that a lot of the Hornets fans may have wanted, but I think Steven Gerrard's going to win this. He'll find a way. They've got the players for it. Coutinho's going to link up with Jacob Ramsey. 2-1.
Wow, now Watford only 2 points in 5 games. They need something from somewhere. Now Villa, Theo, would you bring any players into your FPL?
Yeah, Jacob Ramsey's cheap. Coutinho's a good option. Ollie Watkins will turn good. He's had a few stinky weeks, but he will use that as fire to turn it around. Would you consider Ismail Assar for Watford? Because when he came on last game, he was a serious threat. Brighton fans, that was their only worry. So I'd like to see him start this match. And if he does, I think he'll score.
Well, you know what? I'm stuck with Dennis and King, aren't I, for the double game week. They'll probably do nothing. In fact, it's going to be Villa 2, Watford 0.
Let's go over to Joe Tomlinson, big United fan. Who's he backing?
Wait a minute, Theo. Wash and go 2-in-1. You said 2-1.
Stephen Gerrard's getting thugged at the green hair. Cure!
Aston Villa versus Watford. Stevie G needs a win here. This is a comfortable afternoon for Aston Villa on paper, but the recent form has been a little bit all over the place. Roy Hodgson has also struggled at the start of his tenure, but he has to get some points eventually, surely. I don't think it's going to be here, though. I think Villa just get the job done. 2-1.
Brighton and Hove Albion against bloody Burnley, 9th against 20th. It is the South Coast hipsters against the Northern Hardmen, Theo. Now, Brighton last week, 1 win, 1 defeat. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Brighton have had one of their best seasons in a lot of Premier League years. The likes of Alexis McAllister, Neil Maupay scoring a couple of games ago. The United game until the red card, they looked really good. Just unfortunate with the circumstances. Brighton are a really good side. Something tells me, though, the boys in claret and blue are going to cause an upset. I know they've done this before. They've beaten Brighton away by quite a few goals in previous head-to-heads. But Sean Dyche really badly needs points.
Burnley have won 1 game all season. Brighton have only lost 5 this season. What are you talking about?
Brighton have had one all draws 8 times this season. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw till late. And then against the run of play, Burnley get a big goal.
That is amazing. So, Theo, you're going for a 2-1, but it's a 1-2, so it doesn't count in the wash and go. I'm going to go Brighton 1, Burnley 0.
Hold on, didn't you not watch Burnley against Liverpool? They were unreal in the first. They held them out.
They were decent.
I watched that first half, I thought, Burnley are going to find points over the next few weeks. I'm not beating around the bush here, I'm giving them 3.
Brighton versus Burnley up next then. Love watching Brighton. Extremely unlucky not to get something out of that Manchester United game midweek. If Lewis Dunk hadn't been sent off, I think it could have been a different story despite United scoring before the red card. His suspension will be a factor here, especially with big 6'6" Wout Weghorst up front. The monster, the machine. I think we could be in for a bit of a surprise here with no Lewis Dunk, Wout with a bit of space. I'm going for a draw. Brighton 1, Burnley 1.
Crystal Palace in 13th against Chelsea in 3rd. Chelsea are back to these rainy shores, aren't they, Theo?
Congratulations.
And they face a London derby.
Chelsea are now world champions since we last predicted them.
And who cares?
It's quite a good trophy. How will they compete considering they've not played in these conditions in the Premier League? Will they be match fit? Some of them will, some of them won't. They've been, lying on the beach. Maybe they've had a few drinks because they've won the tournament. How will Chelsea play? It could go either way.
It could really. Now, Crystal Palace got a draw with Brentford last week. Not much to talk about there. Chelsea, we've forgotten about them, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Their recent form has been okay, but not great.
Something tells me Palace could just turn up at Selhurst Park and cause a real problem. But they can really make an atmosphere in there. Chelsea could be shook.
But Conor Gallagher is out.
What's he done?
I don't know if he's got some sort of injury.
Oh, goodness me. Well, I'm going to have to go Palace 0, Chelsea 2 then.
Wow, I'm going to go for Palace 0, Chelsea 1.
I think it'll be 1-0 agree till late and then they'll find another. Maybe a Mason Mount 92nd.
Yeah.
There we go.
Over to Joe.
Chelsea versus Palace up next then. Palace absolute draw FC at the moment. Those really, really disappointing results against Norwich and Brentford don't look great, do they? For a pretty buoyant Patrick Vieira side. I feel like he's really lifted the mood at Crystal Palace with this exciting young team. But Chelsea, off the back of the Club World Cup success, they're going to be flying high. Reece James coming back to fitness. Lukaku getting a couple of goals whilst he's away. Might have just freshened him up. I don't see anything other than a Chelsea win here. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Blues.
Liverpool versus Norwich City, 2nd against 18th out. Liverpool beat Burnley, didn't they? Man of the match was probably that man, Alisson, in goal.
They didn't look great against Burnley, but they flew over to Italy. They played AC Milan this year, they played Inter, they battered Inter at their ground. Okay, there was a few hiccups, but eventually they scored both the goals, and Liverpool just are beating everyone they play at the moment. Jurgen Klopp has done an incredible job to balance the team with the AFCON missing players coming back, signing Luis Diaz. They could push for the Champions League, and I think they'll batter Norwich on the form they are. Man City beat Norwich 4-0 last week. I'll go Liverpool 4-0.
Wow, yeah, it was Raheem Sterling did all the damage against Norwich. There, I'm going to kind of agree with you. I'm going to say 3-0 to Liverpool.
Let us know in the comments, will you triple captain Mo Salah? I reckon it's very 70-30 in the comment section, but I'd like to know. Let's go over to Joe. Have you triple captained him? You won't be able to answer it. But what's your prediction?
Liverpool versus Norwich, the historic bloodbath. They always batter Norwich. Luis Suarez used to eat Norwich teams for breakfast. I think this could be a major drumming. I'm going to go 6-0 to Liverpool against Norwich.
Southampton against Everton. Southampton are in the top half of the table, Theo. They've only won 6 games all season. What do you think about them?
They faced 2 top 6 teams in the last 2 games. They beat Tottenham away. They drew to United away. Very good form from Hasenhuttl. Everton as well, they're back on form.
I tell you what, 2 words, Anthony Gordon. He's in my FPL team.
Yeah.
14 points.
Only off the bench, he's trying to claim it like he's got this incredible ball knowledge. You sign him because he's cheap and he plays in a forward position for Everton. In fairness to him, I reckon he could rack up the points under Lampard. He brings the best out of you. We've seen it at Chelsea, we're seeing it again under the Toffees. Could we see an upset here and away win?
Well, all I can say is bring out the wash and go, because it's going to be 2-1 to Southampton.
Bring out the wash and go, because I think it's going to be 2-1 to Southampton.
No, you've cancelled my wash and go 2-in-1.
You can buy it, the link in the description, but we've both gone for it, so no one's winning here.
Shocking. What do you reckon, Joe?
Southampton versus Everton up next then. I think it's 10th versus 16th in the Premier League, isn't it? Southampton have been on a really good run of form of late, and they've had some difficult fixtures in there. Great point against Manchester United. And Everton struggling on the road this season. Frank Lampard's got the fans behind him at Goodison. It feels like he's changed the fortunes at home. But on the road, yet to see it. It was a disappointing display against Newcastle. And I can't see anything but a Southampton win here. I'm going 2-0.
Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur. It's top of the league against 8th. We've already talked about that man, Raheem Sterling, haven't we, Theo? Man City have caught up to Liverpool on goals scored, 61. Pretty brilliant, that, isn't it?
Yeah, City are an amazing team. But how long can this run continue for? At one point, they will slip up.
Yeah, they're not going to slip up to Spurs. They've lost 3 in a row. They look terrible.
But have you seen how Spurs play against City? They just seem to turn up.
I know, isn't that weird?
If you look at the head-to-heads, Tottenham have better form over the last few matches they've faced than City. And it's just so Antonio Conte to lose to Wolves, to mess up at home to Southampton, but then just get a result at City away.
It's not going to happen though, is it?
I'm going to sit here and be different, because you're not going to say it, but I will. Man City 2, Tottenham 2.
Is Beadle about? Honestly, you have lost your mind. It's going to be 1-0 to Man City. They're going to be close.
Dad, first of all, you're boring. No one's clicking on a video to see you predict 1-0 City. Call him a mug, Dad, in the comments. And let's go over to Joe, because this is a massive game.
Yes.
Loads of great players. We want to hear your thoughts in the comments too.
Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. 1st versus 8th City midweek away at Sporting. Absolutely unstoppable. Wow, Pep Guardiola has got that well-oiled machine fully in 6th gear at the moment. They are just purring, and Tottenham Hotspur are stuttering, stalling. Antonio Conte behind the wheel is slipping and sliding all over the road. I know Conte's sides don't traditionally take maulings, and he has got results in the past with the likes of Chelsea away to Pep Guardiola sides, but not for me. I think this one could be 4-0 to Manchester City.
Leeds United in 15th against Manchester United
massive
in
game.
4th. It's White Rose against Red Rose. It's a massive game, isn't it, Theo?
Huge, and it's a rarity when these games come ahead. We got to live stream this one.
Defo scrun it, but Leeds 6 points above the relegation zone. Surely not, Theo.
I get a weird feeling Leeds will come out with points here.
Ooh.
They're not going to allow United to come out of Ellen Road with 3 points.
Yeah.
I know on paper they win this 2-1, 3-1. When it's a rivalry like this, and it's such a rare sort of match, Bielsa will field a team that will just want it more. So I'm going to go for another 2-2 draw, but it wouldn't surprise me if Leeds win here. Seriously.
Wow, that is very brave. I mean, United, everyone's given it that, but they got 4 points in the double game week there, didn't they? Sancho scored, Bruno scored, Ronaldo scored.
Look, all the players are back. Bruno scored a lovely goal, Ronaldo scored a lovely goal, Sancho's becoming more of a regular contributor, which was this problem at the start of the season. But it's against Leeds United away.
Yeah.
They are going to make it so hard on and off the pitch. They're going to create an atmosphere that just make them not want to play football. We've seen it where a crowd has a play on the game, and I think that will be a case in this one.
Well, I'm going to go for Leeds 1, Manchester United 3. I think the Lancastrians will be just too good.
Leeds versus Man United is a really tough one to call, because as poor as Leeds have been this season, Manchester United have also been extremely dodgy. United's defence is an absolute shambles when teams press them high, and I think Leeds are going to do exactly that. I think the crowd are going to have a huge role to play on Sunday. They've not seen a game between Manchester United and Leeds in so long. Of course, last season was played behind closed doors, and the first game of this season was an absolute battering by Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes hat-trick. I'm going Desmond, though. I think this is going to be a tight one. It's going to be an attritional affair. It's going to be a bit of a war. 2-2.
Wolverhampton Wanderers against Leicester City, 7th against 11th. It's a Midlands derby, isn't it, Theo? Now, Wolves have won 4 out of 5, and it was Dendoncker, of all people. Goal and assist last week, wasn't it?
Oh, incredible. Dendoncker. I thought he was a bad guy in a book I read once.
Yes, that is right. He's in the new Reacher book, Dendoncker.
Big Wolves fan, the author of that.
That is true.
And whoever's written that, you're a legend. Leicester City, they've had their blips. They've had their up and downs this year. Brendan Rodgers has nearly walked. But I've got a weird feeling this game, the Foxes are going to win it. And Dewsbury Hall's going to score.
Yeah.
Madison, if he's back, I hope everything's all right with Madison.
Yeah, I hope he's all right. He collapsed yesterday.
I was going to predict he's going to score because he's such a baller, but after everything that's gone on, I hope he's okay. If he is back, I think he will. But either way, I think Leicester City are going to win 2-1. Brendan Rodgers is going to turn it round.
I tell you what, Dewsbury Hall got his goal yesterday. Harvey Barnes was looking good. Tielemans looked good last week. But overall, Wolves are just too compact at the moment. I think Wolves are going to win this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1, wash and go. Get your hair green.
Well, you're going to get this wrong, Dad. Wolves' home form. You've had a shocker there. I'm going to be dyeing it just over here, bit there. I'll be asking the hairdresser, a bit more there, a bit more there. I'm just preparing the lines now because I've already won.
Wolves versus Leicester, a tough one to call. Another Midlands derby of sorts. So these are Midlands clash. Wolves so good defensively. I think the 3rd best defensive record in Europe. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. Leicester will have a bit of confidence coming out of that Europa League game, but are also going to be tired. I think Wolves get the job done. Low-scoring affair. 1-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers.
And now for the double game week games. No waffling here. I'm going to go Burnley 1, Spurs 1.
I'm going to go Burnley 1, Spurs 2. I gave Burnley 3 points in the first game, so it's fair I give this all to Tottenham. I think, like I said, they'll turn it around under Antonio.
It's a double game week for some sides. Burnley, notably against Tottenham Hotspur, playing on the Champions League nights, of course. And I think Burnley might pick up yet another point here. I'm going to go for a 0-0 ball draw.
Watford 1, Crystal Palace 1.
That's just boring for
I know it is.
Roy Hodgson is going to get his first win with the Hornets here. Ismail Assar and Dennis to score, just to make you feel happy.
Watford against Crystal Palace. I think Watford might get something out of this game. A bit of a bizarre shout, but the gut is telling me 2-1 to Watford. Roy Hodgson's first win as the Hornets manager.
Liverpool 3, Leeds United 1.
Liverpool 3, Leeds 0, because Liverpool are just so good at the moment.
Yeah.
They're probably it's going to be one of us two. Joe, what do you reckon for this one? It's going to be maybe 5.
Liverpool at home to Leeds at Anfield. I'm sorry, Leeds. They're just too good. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Reds. Luis Diaz getting his first goal in a red shirt.
And finally, Arsenal 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
Yeah, let's be real here. This game's got a 0-0 written all over it.
Arsenal versus Wolves then finally, and we saw the reverse of this fixture very recently. Gabriel Martinelli getting a ridiculous red card, but 1-0 gritty Arsenal win. The scenes afterwards, Wolves are gonna want revenge. Under Arteta, pretty tactically astute, will have learnt a lot from that Wolves game and get the job done. 2-0 this time. So that was my predictions for the latest game week. I'm classically horrendous at predictions, so probably got none of them wrong. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, hit subscribe, come over to Football Daily, watch a few of those videos. Cheers, Theo.
Right, Theo, we're in Turin in Italy. I'm going for a beer at Moretti. You just finished the video. See ya.
Yeah, well, look, I want 10,000 likes. Dog Dad's a mug. He's actually... Oh, my God. He's actually left. Juve Turin vlog is going to be mint. It's a local derby here. It's called the Derby Melodonna. I don't even know how to say it. It's a massive game. We'll post it probably Monday to Wednesday time because we've got to do some stuff, make the video absolutely mint. But look out for it because we're in the skybox, which is like the best seat in the house. It's going to be an insane video. Get notifications on the channel and we'll see you in a bit. Bye from us in Italy.